Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much for changing the name. I was about to say, so his name is Advait or Advai?
It's Advai.
Advai. Okay. I was thinking the other day Advait. Okay. I'll change his name in the register. Okay.
Sure.
Nice. Please come with your own name, okay? So that I know that your name. Otherwise, teachers don't know your name. When they are calling, they'll call with your father's name.
Yeah, I just realized, Mataji. That's why I changed it.
Yeah, thank you. I was about to ask him, but I thought he's a new kid, so I don't want to trouble him. I thought I'll tell him after 2-3 days. Thank you.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Ryan, did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I got a haircut. I already realized that yesterday.
I just got a home haircut.
Why did you get a haircut?
I didn't got a salon haircut. I got a home haircut. That means my mom cut my hair.
Why did your
I
mom
know.
hair?
Because the salon is more expensive because of the holiday season.
Yeah,
I go
my mom
down.
cuts my hair too.
Okay, right.
Ryan, do you know how to say the Indian anthem?
No. Remember what your mom said about my presentation yesterday? I'm learning Telugu.
You're learning Telugu. I know you can't speak Telugu properly, but you are doing good job. You have to learn your mother tongue. That's compulsory for all the children.
Sorry, Narayan.
Mataji,
I understand my language and I can speak a little of my
You have to write also.
What is your language?
All the children
Hindi.
should practice their mother tongue writing. I still even Brunda don't know. I am trying to teach her, but it's better to learn writing your mother tongue. It's must needed actually.
Is it Hindi?
Even I have to work
Yeah.
for my.
Okay.
Mataji,
Yes.
I speak Telugu.
Yeah, but not only speaking, you need to write also the language.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Writes it. Krishna Naina
No, but
writes
Mataji, I know I know a little bit how to write Telugu.
Good. So we have Lila Priya Mataji. She'll take over. Okay. Thank you.
Go away, get away.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, kids.
Hare Krishna.
Where's my kiss for my headphones? I can put it back to take a shower.
Yeah, Shivansh ko de de.
Yeah?
Shivansh.
All right, kids. Welcome to today's class. And in this series, we are doing Bhagavad Pravaha. You've been listening about this from last so many months. And we are continuing with that in today's class as well. Followed by a moral story, though. So let's get started. All right, you know the drill. We'll start with prayers. It's on your screen, and we would do that together. So let's start this.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaye Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Nityananda Shri Saraswati
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Advaita
Krishna Krishna Hare
Radha
Hare
Sri
Rama
Gaura
Rama
Bhaktivinoda
Rama Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Lovely. I love the participation. All right. So in yesterday's class and previous classes, you would have seen that Parikshit Maharaj is talking to Shukdev Goswami. He's clarifying the questions he has in his mind. And Shukdev Goswami is very supportive and explaining him everything. So let's start from there where we left off yesterday. So as they both are continuing to discuss, Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukdev Goswami, why does a soul who is essentially spiritual in nature acquires a body which is material? What is the difference between the forms of Jiva and thereafter the Lord? So he's very curious, right? He's saying, if the soul that is within us, right? If the form of the soul is actually spiritual in nature, right? Nothing else. So why does this soul even need a body? Why do we even need a body, right? And he's further asking the questions about different forms of jiva and all that kind of stuff. Now, Shukdev Goswami is answering him. The relationship of a soul with the body is temporary. It is like a dreamer seeing his dream body. So, the relationship between the body and the soul is temporary, and for the soul to do certain things needs the body. So it's a temporary relationship. The soul needs a body for certain stuff. So it's pretty much like a dreamer seeing his dream body. So it's a dream body because the body that you acquire, the body that the soul acquires, is temporary. It cannot be retained forever. The bodies of a spirit soul in various species are only products of Maya or the Lord's illusory material energy. So it is just the product of Maya because it can get destructed one day, right? Body will not stay the way it is today. I mean, we have seen in our lives also, right? From a child to adulthood to, old age, and the body keeps changing all the time. And finally, we leave the body too. So he's saying that it is basically the product of Maya. It's a creation of Maya, and it is Lord's illusory material energy. And that's where the soul and the body are different. Though soul needs body temporarily, but body is associated. A body has a material nature, wherein soul does not have, and this is the clear distinction between both. Under the influence of this Maya, the living being gets bound in thoughts of I or mine, right? And that is why you would see it's so much prevalent in this world that everybody say, oh, this is my house, my car, my pet, my whatnot, my country, and then things like that, just because we are under the influence of Maya. That is why we are influenced by Maya in this material world. We tend to indulge into such thoughts that it is mine or it is hers or his and things like that. On the other hand, the Lord's divine forms are manifested by his spiritual potency, right? If you talk about the divine forms, or if you talk about the non-material or spiritual existence of anything, it is manifested by Lord's spiritual potency. It is pure spiritual in nature and so clean and sacred in nature. By sincerely performing bhakti, when the jiva gets in touch with the Lord, who is the controller of Maya, the jiva becomes freed from all the bondages, right? And that's the beauty of this, that just because Krishna controls everything, Krishna even controls Maya. So when jiva gets in touch with Lord, right? Because Maya has so much of influence on us, once jiva gets in touch with Lord, Lord controls Maya, and then jiva becomes freed from all the bondages. Any kind of you're not attached to anything, right? You become free from everything. Next, Parikshit Maharaj asks a series of questions to Sukdev about the Supreme Lord. About the Supreme Lord, right? Who the Supreme Lord is, and everything about Supreme Lord, about the time, which is Kala, right? So how the time works, and how time affects or Kal affects everything, activities which are karmas, Varnashram, about Varnashram, does anybody know what are the 4 ashrams? Varnashram is one we are reading here. What are the other 3? Anybody knows?
Sannyas,
Absolutely. Perfect. What are the other 2?
Grasta,
Awesome.
Anaprastha.
Sorry.
One more you're missing. Kids, one more you're missing.
Varnashrama.
Mhm. The very first one. Yes, absolutely. So brahmacharya, which is the very first stage. Then you have grahast. Then you have vanprasth, which is and then we have the fourth one is the sannyas ashram. Awesome. And the yugas, different yugas he's asking about. He's talking about yug dharma. So different in different yug, what is the dharma of people, right? Like what do kshatriyas do? What do shudras do? And what others do, right? So Brahmins do and everything. So he's curious about all that. He's curious about the yuga avatars also. You know, what are the different avatars that have taken place in different yugas? So he's very, very curious about everything. He wants to know about Kal, Karma, Supreme Lord, Varnashram, yugas, dharmas, and yuga avatars. Universal geography, and so on. So he is so curious when he knows that he doesn't have a lot of days left in his hand before he dies. So he just wanted to make best use of the time and understand everything about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and everything that the God controls and how everything works. Shukdev Goswami answers all these questions. So if you see that Parikshit Maharaj is asking so many questions, right? It is so difficult for Shukdev Goswami also to answer all this just like that, right? In 5 minutes or in just 10 minutes or in 1 hour. So we have a lot of cantos wherein he talks about all these, he answers all these questions in detail. So for now, we will just stick to Bhagavad Pravaha, what we are reading, and we'll just go with what we have here. He then requested, please answer all the questions that I have inquired and that which I have not. I'm certainly not affected by hunger, or since I'm drinking the nectar of Krishna flowing from your mouth. So he's saying that I've asked you too many questions, whatever comes to my mind. So please answer me all of that. I'm so curious to know about all this, and also share other information that you know of and I'm not even asking. So he's saying that whatever questions I've asked, please answer those, but also answer what I have not asked and you think that I haven't asked and I should know. He's also saying at the same time that I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty. And that's what we have known, right? When this whole conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami started, that continuously, for whatever number of days he had 7 days, I think, in hand, that he just did not get up from his place, no eating, no drinking. The only thing he wanted to hear is about Lord. And that's what he's saying, that I'm not hungry. And I'm not thirsty because I am drinking the nectar of Krishna flowing from your mouth. So I just want to hear this. So keep telling me. All right, this is where we end today's Bhagavad Pravaha section. The bottom line of what we have read today says that a benevolent guru bestows all the knowledge necessary for a sincere disciple, whether the disciple asks for it or not, right? That is where it is said that guru is so important in our lives, that they guide us to our way to Krishna. So they share all the knowledge that they have. They know what we need. They know what information we should have. So even though just because we are, I would say, we are almost living in the age of ignorance. Most of us do not know a lot of things, and that is where Guru comes into picture, wherein he would share all the knowledge, all the information that he thinks is beneficial for our spiritual growth. So this is what we read in today's class, I guess. Anything, kids? Do you want to share anything before we move to the our moral story? Any thoughts do you have from today's class? Yeah, Madhav, let's start with you.
So we should always play to Krishna, and we should always listen to the to the all the Krishna story and pastimes, and we should also do some chanting.
Exactly. Well said. And that is why, we all enjoy moral stories also so much, right? Because moral story simply means that it will give us some kind of moral for us to grow, right? So, well said. Start from somewhere, right? Hearing about Krishna, asking more questions, knowing more about things in our path to spiritualization, of course, always helps us. So, thank you for that, Madhav. Devashpala, do you want to go next?
Krishna Mataji,
Krishna.
we should have, we should not, we should not, we should hear Bhagavatam and get that and get that and drink that and then get the knowledge. You could go to Krishna by playing with him. Do not go to Yama and go to the lower planets.
Very well said, Devash. Very well said. Such an easy path, isn't it? Just know more about Krishna, follow his instructions, and that's it. Very well said. Thank you. All right, moving on. Balavranda.
So Mataji, I understand that. So when a guru bestows the knowledge, they give the right thing for you to know. So like Parikshit Maharaj was asking that the questions. He was asking the questions so he can know the questions. And he also says, can you please ask I mean, can you please answer the questions that I didn't ask for also ask also, and the questions that you know. It's because he wants to know the knowledge that he asked for, and he also wants to gain more knowledge so he can be higher in Krishna consciousness, and he can get knowledge for those 7 days. From the 7 days, he will get the good knowledge, and he will get a chance to go back to Krishna.
Very well said. Exactly. That exactly was the crux of today's class. Well said, Balavranda. All right, moving on. Shubhadra and Giridhari, you're next.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. So the moral of the story is like Parikshit in Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj, he inquired from Shukdev Goswami about all the knowledge that he knew and he did not knew. But a guru, a spiritual master, always is kind and always shows empathy and sympathy for the disciple, the learner, who wants to learn about Krishna or the Lord. So he's very merciful, and he reveals all the scriptures that invoke Krishna and his nectarian words. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Very well said, Giridhari. Shubhadra is also there.
Yes, Mataji.
All right. Yeah, so thanks, Giridhari. That was wonderful. Yeah, I really liked a couple of points that you mentioned. Really nailed it. Very well said. Thank you. How about you, Shubhadra? Would like to share something?
What's the question, Mataji?
Do you want to share anything from today's class? Any realizations?
Yes. So what I like from this story, like wait, Mataji, I forgot.
That's all right. Take your time, think about it. If you want to speak later, let me know. All right. Sanvi, want to share your thoughts?
Like in this story, Parikshit Maharaj is asking questions. And even though Shukadev Goswami has only 7 days and he can talk about these for years and years, because Parikshit Maharaj is asking him kindly, he tries doing his best to at least get a little bit of knowledge to Parikshit Maharaj. And when Parikshit Maharaj says that I don't want this I mean mine,
Yeah.
we should also do that because anyway, Krishna has given us everything, and when we go back to Godhead, we're going to leave everything here. So there's no reason for us to do I mean mine.
Absolutely. Well said. Another very, very good point. Krishna, excuse me, Krishna has given us everything that we need, right? So we should be contented with that. Thank you for that, Sanvi. Mother, you have more points to add?
So we should listen to Bhagavatam and we should listen to what Maharaj says about Krishna.
Yeah, right. So yeah, spending some time listening the scriptures. Well said. I mean, as a practice, right? As a practice, we should read something from scriptures every day. If not much, just one shloka, right? Well said. All right, Param, do you want to go next? Thanks, Madhav.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, so what I learned like on Sanvi's point and like adding on, like we should like Parikshit Maharaj's examples like for us is an example for us because he knew he had 7 days. So he started listening to Srimad Bhagavatam and he's utilizing his time, and we don't know when we can like leave this material world, so we should utilize our time that we have in Krishna's service, and so that we can try to go back to Krishna and go look Vrindavan.
Oh, very well said, Param. So you also hit another very important point, right? And I'm very happy to hear this from kids like you that you're already talking about going back to Godhead, preparing yourself for that. Listening to the scriptures, practicing some kind of like chanting and all that kind of stuff at home, reading, and also very, very nice. Very, very happy. Good point. Marisha, you next.
So Mataji, what I like here is Parikshit Maharaj only has 7 days and he's very determined. He's very determined to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam as a pure devotee. So no one ever thinks of Krishna when they have that. They're like, oh my gosh, I have that and I don't want to die. But like Parikshit Maharaj is, I want to listen to Bhagavatam and then I will leave my body.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Risha. I always try to summarize towards the end of the class, but today I just can't control. You all are coming up with such beautiful points. So I'm just going to say right away. Yeah, very nice. Very beautiful point, actually, right? We, with a material body and material mindset, we always think, okay, oh, I'm going to die or whatever happens to me. We panic and we try to go towards all material stuff. But on the contrary, Parikshit Maharaj just wanted to hear about Krishna. Very well said. Beautiful point. All right, Shubhadra.
So Mataji, Parikshit only had a few days left to live. So he was thinking about it. He was trying to figure out about who is Krishna, who is God. And when he learned about Krishna, then he bestowed upon, then he put his Atma, and then he prayed to Lord Krishna. And he had so many questions he was asking to Shukadev Goswami. And so his guru answered all the questions to Parikshit. And so this shows that Shukadev Goswami is a benevolent guru that bestows all the knowledge to Parikshit, who is his disciple.
Exactly. Very well said. So you're also talking about the same point. Guru. You need guru in your life. Very well said. Thank you. All right, kids. Wonderful. I'm not going to summarize now because I was really talking after each one of you. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing points. I'm so impressed with you all. With that, kids, let's move on. We are Okay. Today we're gonna do a moral story. We have done too many moral stories, and I can't even remember which one we did not do, or I think we did it before, but never mind. I still like listening to
We
you all.
never did this one, Mataji. I think this is the best. I think
Yeah, we
Oh
did
my
not do it,
God. Thank you, Bala Vrunda, for validating that for me. All right. If you haven't heard this before, all the more better. Let's do this and pay attention to the story, kids. We're going to do the similar exercise towards the end of the story as well, because I want to hear what you understood from the story, or what you if you had any kind of realizations, right? So let's do that. All right. So the title of today's story is The Thankless Souls. Should we be thankless? What do you think, kids? No,
we
right?
should be thankful, not thankless, thankful. But we should not have egg cake, but we should have eggless cake.
Oh gosh, Balavranda wants a cake, looks like it. But yeah, you said it right. We should be thankful to everything. And you kids just brought up a good point too when we were discussing Bhagavad Pravaha, that Krishna is giving us everything we need, right? So we should be contented and thankful to him. Should be thankful to everything. He's given us so much resources. All right. I'm not gonna talk about all that now. Let's get to the story. So there was a king who was deeply chagrined by the behavior of his ministers, very, very disturbed because of the behavior of his ministers and courtiers. Because, a lot of people are back then, right, when you used to have king and all his ministers in the court, always thought of them to be higher than other normal people, right? So there was some sort of, or some level of proud that they had. So whenever there was an occasion of feast, the nobles and aristocrats would gulp down the food and never offered prayers to the Lord. Is that right thing to do?
No.
Oh, Mataji, but a lot
Oh.
of people do that. Even non do that.
Agree. But you all offer obeisances to Lord before eating your prasad, right? You do that every day, right?
Yes.
Yes, that
Yes,
is what we
Mataji.
do. See, look at the king. King is already worried about his people. He thinks that they are just enjoying that luxurious food and a good variety of food and not even offering prayers to the Lord. So he's not happy about it. They would laugh and joke and never thank the Lord for the food provided to them. So they are enjoying the food. They will crack jokes. They will have a lot of fun, but never will thank the Lord. So the king was very disturbed and wanted to teach them a lesson. So what did the king do? Let there be a grand feast, Anadhan, and organized for all the beggars and destitutes of the kingdom. So he said, let's arrange a good feast, a big feast, and we will invite all the beggars and people who really cannot afford food or cannot afford good food, right? Let's invite all of them in that feast. I'm surprised if his court people were still happy to organize such a feast, right? Because they were already so proud. But hundreds of people arrived at the feast who were dirty and unclean and stinking, right? I mean, people who can't even get, their regular meals, what kind of lifestyle they would have. So you have seen such people. So they were there. And the moment they saw the food in front of them, they pounced upon the delicious food, pushed each other, grabbed whatever they could, right? So if you this picture this picture shows a lot the way they are eating, the way they are grabbing, the way they are putting things in their pockets and stuff, or just grabbing stuff that the others cannot take. They can take everything because they don't get good food and they don't get food often as much as any of us do. So they ate as much as they wanted and did not notice the king who was watching them from up. So king was definitely watching them because the whole intention was doing this exercise or inviting these people to have that feast or enjoy the feast was to teach a lesson to his own court people. So the ministers and courtiers were also invited to witness this grand feast. Of course, they did not join them, but he wanted them to see what's going on there. Sorry. And all the ministers started talking among themselves that they have no manners, behaving so badly, they should never have been invited. So they started bitching about them, saying that, oh, these people do not have manners. They do not know how to behave. They are behaving so badly. We should never have invited them. So they are just talking all sorts of, bad words for them. So when the king noticed them, gossiping and talking, he reached out to them and asked them if something is bothering them. So one of the ministers said, "We are shocked to see these savage men who expressed no thanks to the king, who had set such a big feast for them." So this is where the actual problem coming. They're saying that, "Oh, I can't believe that they're not even thanking you, my lord. You are the one who has arranged this kind of a feast for them, which they would never have seen in their life, and they're still not thankful to you." So this is the opportunity the king was waiting for. And immediately he said, "Every day the Lord sets before us such a feast. How many of us pause to thank the Lord, who is the provider of all the food? Are we better than those people we call savage?" Right? So that's the message he wanted to give. And he gave the message that it's the same situation with us as well. We are also getting food every day. The feast that they are enjoying, we are getting pretty much similar feast every day. So do we take a moment to say thank you to the God, because he's the one who is providing us with all this? So how are we different from these people? All right, this is where we end the story today. Quickly, the moral says human beings are provided with food, grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk by the grace of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, we must first offer him food in sacrifice and then partake of the remnants. All right, was a good story. I liked it. So let's see what you all understood from this story. I'd love to hear your realizations. So let's start here. Ryan, let's go with you first.
So, Madhuri, the moral of the story is that we should always offer the food to Krishna, because as Brahma created the land, and Brahma's from Krishna, so Krishna created the land, and so farmers can plant the food and vegetables and milk that we used to eat. So if Krishna wouldn't have did that, we wouldn't have had food. So that's why we should always offer to Krishna, because Krishna is the one who gave us food, not farmers, because the farmers plant the seed and make the vegetables, but how can they grow land? They can't just grow land. Only Krishna can make the land. Thank you, Mataji.
Exactly. Thank you. Very well said. Thank you, Ryan. And let's move on. Spurti, do you want to go next?
So the moral of the story is, I think, is like you should do it first before you tell anybody else about it.
I like that. I like that. There was definitely not a clear message in the story, but definitely one of the messages. Very well. You grabbed it very well. All right. I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but is this Shuhrud?
Yes, Mataji.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So the moral of the story is to always offer anything you have, anything you get, anything you have to Krishna, because he's the person who's giving it to you, and you have to feel gratitude. And one may think that Krishna already, if he's giving it to us, he already has it. So why do we have to offer it to him? But Krishna doesn't want the thing we're offering. He wants the love from which we're offering with.
Very well said. Love the point. What is Krishna expecting from us? Nothing, really. Awesome. Thank you. Advay, you're next.
When I eat food, I just give to Krishna, then I eat.
You do the right thing. Just continue to do so.
Mataji,
Yes, mother. Mother, just one sec. Advay, you done?
Huh?
Okay, he's done, I think. Yes, mother.
so we should always offer prasadam. No, we should always offer food to Krishna. We should not just eat food like that. But not just even food. We should offer just everything to Krishna because he only gave everything.
Absolutely. Well said. Thank you, mother. All right, Ane, you want to go next? I see Ane Parashar.
Can I go?
We will come back to him. Yeah, Balavinda, go ahead.
Okay, so Hare Krishna Mataji. So can I say 3.13? Okay. Yeah, Gnashishtasana. Wait, Gnashishtasana Santa Vashante Sarva Kilbishay Vachande Gambaba Epasantatmakaranat. So I also want to say the meaning. So the spiritual minded who eats the food that is first offered, and it is offered to Krishna, and it's also cooked for Krishna. It's cooked for Krishna and it's offered to Krishna, then we should eat it. If we're not offering it, then it's called as a sin. So Mataji, now can I say my moral?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we should not eat the food which is not offered to Krishna. It's called a sin, because if we have it, it's called a sin. He gave it to us. He gave it to us. We have to be grateful for it, and we have to offer it back for him, so he will feel happy and he will give us blessings. And if we don't be thankful, one day if we just don't be thankful for it, one day we won't have food and we can't eat the food. So it's better to be thankful, and Krishna made all the world, so we should be thankful for it, to him.
Absolutely. Thank you, Balavinda. And thank you for quoting the shloka as well. All right. Shubhadra and Giridhari, do you want to go next?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
ahead.
Krishna Mataji. So the moral of the story is like Mataji in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yad karoshi anashnashi, yad jashi dadashi, yad yatavashyashi kauteya, tat kurushvan madharmanam. Meaning, Mataji, that anything, any austerity, any sacrifices has to be done in as an offering to Krishna. Whatever you do it as an offering to Krishna. And Mataji, so the moral is that like we get a lot of food provided by Krishna, by the grace of the Krishna, and we don't think that that how many people who don't access more food that are scarce and water, they don't have fresh water and food. So we should always be grateful by the Lord, by his grace, because we had to make him first to be offered in food sacrifices, and then take the remnants, like patra pushpa phalam toyam yome bhakti prayachati taram bhakti paritam shnami prayatadmana. Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita that one who offers me with love and devotion, with a leaf, a fruit, or flower, or water, I will accept it. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Very, very, very nice. Very nice. I really like when you all talk and you refer the shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. I mean, you can connect things like that very well. So proud of you all. Thank you. All right. Let's move on. Sanvi, do you want to go next?
Mataji. So Mataji, like if when the beggars were eating food and the ministers were talking that they didn't thank the king, and so like if you gave somebody something, or if you said something looked nice on somebody and they didn't say thank you or anything, how would you feel? So
Yeah.
when Krishna gave us this food and the ministers are just eating it without thanking Krishna for providing them food, how would Krishna feel about that?
Exactly. Wow, that's very beautiful, very touchy. Yeah, he cares for us. He's providing us with everything, and we don't even care to thank, right? Very, very well said. Thank you. Marisha, you want to go next?
Yes, Mataji. So, what I want to say about my moral is like Krishna gives us everything, just like some people said. He gives us everything, but we we just don't thank him because we sometimes forget that he gives it to us. And just like Sanvi said, if someone gives you something and then if you give someone something and then they don't even say thank you, how would you feel? Just like Sanvi said. So you have to thank Krishna for anything because he's giving you everything. So if you're very lucky, because some beggars, they don't even have houses, they stay outside, they want food, but like you have to thank Krishna because you have a house, you have parents, you have you have food, you have everything you need, so you need to thank him for it.
Very well said. You also brought up a very good point, right? I think we tend to take things for granted because just because it's available to us, we should be thankful. Wonderful. All right,
And
Param, you're next.
Mataji,
Um, yes, yeah. Risha, you wanted to add something else?
yes, Mataji.
Okay.
So we should not just enjoy. We should not just enjoy the food and without offer. First, we should always offer the food, and then and and, and then you can offer also the players. Then in 30 minutes you can take away the prasadam, and then you can eat it.
Wow, I like that. Can we take it in 30 minutes? Yes. I like it. I like the point. Beautiful. Very well said, Madhav. Thank you. All right. Yeah, Rishia, you wanted to complete something. Go ahead.
Mataji, I forgot.
If okay, if you remember, come back. Okay. Param, do you want to go next?
Yeah, Mataji. So I got it. We shouldn't like for like this whole story. I learned that like I know I like the whole base point that about this story is that um we should that when someone gives us something, we should be like thank you, and we should like use our manners, because if we don't use our manners, we have to be polite, and we have to be Krishna will be happy if we treat others like with how like basically like everyone says in like school, and everyone says like we have to treat everyone like we want to be treated, so we should say thank you. And Krishna gave us this birth, and the quote I want to say, like it's there because Krishna gave us that, and we should be thankful for that, because that's not it's a rare human being. It's from Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti takta deham punarjanma neti mameti sarjuna. So basically it's like about like how we take birth, and there's also like Krishna gave us this human lifetime, so we should utilize it, and we should also give we should offer to Krishna, because I heard from other senior devotees that when we eat non-offered bhoga, it's like poison, and it goes on our tongue, and when we eat prasadam, it cleans our tongue, and we use our tongue to like chant the Hare Krishna mantra. So we have to eat like offer bhog things to Krishna, because Krishna is like our like Radha and Krishna are like our fathers and mother, so we should like offer everything, and we should also like follow their instruction, because we have to listen to our parents' instructions, like what they give us, like in the Bhagavad Gita, and more instructions. Thank you, Mataji.
Absolutely. Thank you, Param. I think we are at time, but I'll quickly give a couple of minutes to everybody. Harisha, do you want to wrap up real quick? Your other thoughts?
Yes, Mataji. So, like, when I think Krishna says to Arjuna, I think in 7th chapter, 12th chapter, there's a sloka. He says, like, when you think of me, I know this is not related. I think it's kind of related to this. Like, when you think of me at death, you'll come back to me. So, what he says basically is you always have to think of Krishna, so you can always remember him and you can be thankful to him. And if you take someone like for granted, like you think, okay, they're feeling, you think they would be happy, like, oh, you would be like, oh, maybe they're feeling so happy, I can take them more for granted. But in their feelings, they feel so bad. What they feel is like, oh, I'm giving them something, but they're not saying thank you, but I made it for them only. Why are they not saying thank you?
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. Thank you for sharing that, Harisha. Quickly, we'll wrap up with Devash. Devash, your thoughts?
Mataji, Krishna told the Bhagavad Gita, and the Bhagavad Gita tells that straight directions to Krishna. And if you follow that Bhagavad Gita, that you will attain the life of perfection. And if it will tell of your death and your birth and how to lead your life to Krishna and to remember Krishna.
Very
and
well.
also to hear about Krishna.
Exactly. Very well said. Thank you, kids. Wonderful points. I really don't have
Thank you,
anything else
Mataji.
to add. You all have given very beautiful points. With that, let's just wrap up today's class. Very impressive. With Vaishnav Pranam mantra is on your screen, and we're going to do that together. Vacha kalpatarubhyascha. Waiting for everybody. All right, kids. We'll see you in the next class. Until then, keep learning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, kids, for joining. We'll close the call for today. Hare Bol.
Hare
Bye-bye.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Darut Pranams.
Dandavat.